You're watching the GameSpot co-op stage, sponsored by LEGO Star Wars: The Force Awakens.
Hello, welcome back to GameSpot's coverage of E3 2016. I'm delighted to be joined by Matthew and Tal from Critical Role. Yeah! Where's Sam? Our third wheel is
Sam, if anyone has seen the show, knows he is always late.
Okay.
Perpetually late.
So he showed up and we sent him out so he can run a lap. He's got to run a lap before he can come here.
It's a bit. If he was here on time,
it's a bit.
Then the world would collapse. It's a terrible omen, I think.
It would be terrible.
So we'll hopefully get him on at some stage during today's show.
At some point, probably.
That's the hope. But we're here to, I guess, do something which I am both excited and very nervous for. Which is, I'm going to be thrust into your arms, and you're going to make a character sheet for me.
Yes.
So, how do we start this? Should I tell you a little bit about myself?
Yes, tell me,
do you have any questions?
I guess, let's see. First off, before we begin, I feel like we should roll some character attributes. So for those who are creating a Dungeons & Dragons character, you get to roll up your stats, which include your strength, your dexterity, your constitution, what guides you physically and mentally to go out and mark your way in the world.
And there's a couple different ways to do this, but we're going to do it your way.
Right.
I like your way.
There's a point-by system. This one is a little more leaving it up to chance. So I need you to roll these dice on the table for me.
All of them?
If you don't, yes, all 4 of them. And we're going to drop the lowest number of those.
Okay.
All right, getting rid of the 1. That brings us to a 3 and a 4 and a 4. That's an 11. So we're just going to mark an 11 down right there. That's the first.
He's good at math.
This is good.
5 more times, my friend.
All right, baby wants a new pair of intelligence.
Ooh,
that's a 12.
Yeah, that's good.
All right.
10
is average.
Okay.
So
10 is average.
Yeah.
So I thought I was doing better. Okay.
So you got 4 more of these.
Above average. I've always been a C student. So this kind of.
Well, it's showing. It's showing. It's good.
The dice don't lie.
Alrighty.
All right. Get better.
Nice. 14.
Practice makes perfect.
Respect on that. There you go.
All right. 2 more, right?
Yep.
Okay. Here we go.
3 more.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. There we have a 17.
Almost perfect.
Slick.
Can I
2
pick
more?
which one that is?
We will when we figure out what class you want to be.
Okay, all right.
Depends if you want a handsome character. Okay. To back that up now, we have 3 1s.
Oh, no.
And
let's make 4.
Oh, and then you got a 4. Well done.
So a 6, rounding out that 17. 1 more, my friend. One more.
Okay, all right. I've used up all the ones now.
All right, that's good.
Average
13.
Okay,
very nice.
That's a good stat spread. So we have an 11, 12, 14, 17, 6, and 13. For those of you who haven't played a tabletop RPG, whenever you create your character in Dragon Age, this is where it all started. This is what all that shit's based on. So now, what kind of race would you want to play in the game? There's the human, who is generally rounded, skillful, shorter lifespan comparison to most, but really strikes their societal place in the world. You have your elves, which are the more either allude to erudite types, or like the more scrappy wooden elves in the forest, there's that movie about the rings with the guy with the hair and the eyes. I've heard about it.
Poop Dreams, it's great.
Poop Dreams, great.
Fabulous.
That was Space Jam, sorry. You can be a dwarf, a nice, stout, angry dwarf who likes to drink and rabble-rouse. You've got, halflings, which classically you think Hobbit, but halflings are actually pretty badass as well, as you see later in that weird trilogy that I was mentioning. You got gnomes, which are tiny little tricksters, kind of inherently magical entities. And they're quick, they're clever. Then you start getting into like the more beefy classes. You got the half-orc, which is half-orc, half-human. Stronger, inherent rage and blood-boiling anger. Savage. You have the Dragonborn, which are like, humanoid dragons that have breath weapons and
kind of a vague enemy mind kind of vibe.
Kind of a
like bringing it way back there for you.
And you have half-elves, which are kind of half between humans and elves. And then you have tieflings, which are people with demonic blood in their history. So, which would you like to be, Sal?
I've always liked, I think I rolled a tiefling when we did the campaign at GameSpot. And I've always liked the sort of like loner characters, like the ones that are kind of out on their own a little bit. Like the wood elf was always one I liked. It's kind of like that scrappy, I don't know, like salt of the earth kind of elf.
Alrighty.
So I don't know. Maybe I think I might go for a wood elf this time.
Wood elf.
Well, we can do an elf.
All right. So as your race, you've got wood elf. Now, as a wood elf, that is your background. That is your racial history. What kind of class do you think your adventurer would be? Do you want more of a melee fighter who gets right up in the thick of it, more of a classic ranged arrow user, and that kind of like, brawler fighter realm? There's also a paladin, which are, still really good, strong practitioners of the combat arts, but they have some divine power they draw from a deity that gives them extra divine strength in the middle of combat.
Buff their friends and whatnot.
Exactly.
Would a thief class also be in that direction?
There's a rogue.
Yeah, rogue class.
Rogue class,
right.
which is more about being sneaky and stealthy, waiting for the right moment to strike and do extra damage.
Yeah.
You have rangers, which are more of the Aragorn type in that weird trilogy.
Right.
Well, under the woods, they know the landscape well, and they understand how to survive in the wild while still being good in battle.
Great at a distance. Very great at a distance.
You got monks, which are badass martial artists, use their fists or monk weapons. They have chi or key points they can use to just do a bunch of additional attacks and just go crazy on people. They're pretty cool. You got druids.
Jeez, there's a lot of...
Oh yeah, there's a whole list of these things.
I thought like starting off in Azeroth was hard.
Well, the great thing about all of this, and the thing that you can really take from all this, is this is about the kind of game that when you're not role-playing, when you're actually in the numbers game, what kind of numbers game do you want to play? Do you want to be on the outskirts of the battle, trying to like find your moments to do a lot of damage? Do you want to get in, do a lot, and get out? Do you want to be a tank? Do you want to have more of a controller class and affecting the battlefield, or do you want to be the guy who just rains fire down on everything? There's a lot of different ways to play the game, and like a lot of different strengths and weaknesses to all of these, but when you're doing the numbers, that's where you're going to be tactically, and that's where you're going to want to be comfortable.
Right. So how do you want to play a game?
Yeah, I mean, I think kind of what you were talking about, Tyler, where it's like, I think I like being on the outside a little bit and sort of picking my moments.
All right.
But then I also like the sound of the ranger. Does that work?
That's
like knowing the land.
Yep, the ranger is an option
like a
for that.
soul. It's almost like being like a forest ranger.
Kind of, yeah.
Just in charge of it.
Yep.
Nobody touch my fucking sheep. I'll kill you.
I'm sheep ranger.
Yeah. It's like Firewatch. You play Firewatch? Be like that, except with a bow and arrow.
I'm imagining the guy from Parks and Rec. What's his
Check.
Right.
So don't touch my sheep. Sheep are mine.
Do you want to be a sheep ranger?
Sheep ranger.
Sheep ranger it is. Right on. Your class is now...
Actually, I'm Irish and I'm not Welsh, so maybe it should be cattle ranger.
Cattle ranger?
Yeah, cow ranger. Don't touch my cows. I need milk and beef from them, and friendship sometimes.
Cow ranger.
Cow ranger, all right.
Ranger.
All right. Just do that in D&D. You can just kind of like amend the class a little bit. Just be like,
well, you just play a ranger, but we call you a cow ranger.
Perfect, all right.
And you can take whatever specializations would help you range cows.
Oh, I've got so many.
I don't know what you would range cows.
Let's get into it.
Perfect. So, now we have your statistics that you rolled earlier.
Okay.
So, if you want to be more of a ranged, distant guy, or do you want to be like in the thick of it, melee weapons?
Ranged.
Ranged? So
Yeah.
you're going to want to put a high stat into your dexterity.
Okay.
That's what you're going to want to do.
So that's what the rolls are about when you're looking for the range. You're going to be, your dexterity stat needs to be high.
Correct.
Okay. All right. So probably like 17 into that one then, right?
All right.
Yeah.
17 in your dexterity.
Okay.
Man after my own heart.
Perfect.
I like to pull the low one next. I'm always a big fan of deciding where I want to suck
Like
next.
you
I don't know
min-max?
if you've got a vibe about that.
No. Yeah,
But like,
actually, you go ahead and helm this up. I'm going to grab something I forgot off stage real fast.
Okay.
So figure out what your next stat is. I'll be
all
right
right.
back.
No, so I'll be Matt Mercer for a second. So the next thing, the thing I like to do is like one of the, while on a numbers game, it's really fascinating where your high number is going to be, because that's going to be the number that's going to make you roll well.
That's your strength.
And make you a hero.
Yeah.
Your low number is also going to give you a lot to play with, because the low number is going to help decide where you're an idiot.
Perfect.
And it doesn't have to be where you're an idiot. You can actually decide to be an idiot somewhere. And you can decide that
It's
you
like part of your character.
can barely do a pull-up and go for strength.
Right.
Or you can decide that you just always are getting sick at all times. You are just coughing and hacking all the times and go low con. You can go intelligence and just play yourself, and that's great. You can go... Yeah, sorry. Wow, I went there. It's okay.
I talk about video games for a living.
Play D&D for a living, man, I know. You can go with your wisdom and just be kind of like, intelligence and wisdom, it's always like a fine line.
Intelligence is the information you've acquired through research.
Okay.
And Wisdom is your intuition.
It's the application of
well, yeah, that too.
Yeah.
It's the ability to discern just the nature of things by instinct and perceiving, being insightful to the world around you.
Intelligence is, I know the name of that plant, and wisdom is, don't eat that.
Right.
So,
Okay.
and then charisma, which is your ability to influence others, to make people trust you,
Nice.
to be perceived as worthy of other people's time, and it can be very useful, but it can also be useful to be really kind of
A terrible person.
a terrible person.
I feel like my cow ranger is going to be spending a lot of time around cows and not people. So I imagine that they're probably not the most charismatic person in the world.
chew with your mouth open kind of guy.
Yeah. I think charisma probably would be a good spot for
Six
my
charisma it is.
Great.
You better
You
not
are-
stick to the wilds,
I'm
my
not
friend.
talking my way out of anything on this one. All right.
All right, so we've got rid of the 6 and the 17. The other ones you have, the 11, 12, 13, and 14, place however you desire.
Much of a muchness, right? I mean, all right, cow ranger. What happens to a cow ranger? Cows fall over because he spent the night before tipping the cows over when they were
That's
sleeping.
why you would raise cows.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, that's like fringe benefits, I'd
Yeah.
assume, right?
You create, it's good for the milk.
Don't forget to tip.
Yeah, bubbles it up, you know?
Yeah, it's like a cream.
Yeah, so I'm probably lifting them back up in the morning.
So you want to make some strength in there?
Some strength in there.
Probably like 14 strength maybe for that.
All right, 14 strength coming up. Done.
Constitution. That's like getting sick and stuff.
Yeah. Or your physical hardiness, your
Right.
ability to resist damage, or in some cases, digest the curdled milk that you swished around last night.
Exactly.
Pushing the cows over.
Also, you're probably going to get a lot of cow shit on your hands
A lot.
because of all the cows.
You're the only one.
yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, so 14, I guess.
That's
isn't that?
you got a 13.
13. All right.
I wish I hadn't seen that.
Yeah,
It's
that
going to
was-
haunt
that
me
was-
for the rest of the day. There we are.
It's okay.
Hi, man.
All right. We have a 12 and an 11. Which one do you want to be? It's not going to be a huge difference necessarily. You want to
Yeah.
be more intelligent or more wise?
More wise.
More wise.
Wise. All right, wise.
You don't need no book learning. No, we need a Sam Riegel. I feel like a Sam Riegel would really like kind of like, whoa! You gotta go here. You gotta go here.
Come on in.
They have graphics. We can't fight.
Hi.
Hi.
It's
Late
like the
as ever.
show. You suddenly walk in and
Someone
things
else's
are happening.
badge on as well.
Oh yeah, I snuck in.
Nice to meet you, Taylor Chavez.
Oh yeah, and now
pleasure to meet you.
I'm
There you go.
Sam. Nice to meet you.
Welcome to the show.
We're rolling a character.
A cow ranger.
A cow
Let's
ranger.
call him Taylor.
Taylor's your character's name now.
Okay.
All right, Taylor, the cow ranger.
ranger.
A cow
Yes.
ranger.
Okay, sure.
You chose wood elf as your racial
Yes.
background. Just looking over here at the
Sorry.
elf race.
Is he a cow who's a ranger, or he ranges cows?
He ranges
cow.
Okay, that makes much
Yeah, no.
more sense.
Although I've just realized
it?
that I'm a wood elf, and cow is not really native to woodlands.
You
You were pushed out of the nest early.
Right. Okay.
There you go.
You'll have to justify it somehow.
As an elf,
Justification is
so as an elf, you get a +2 dexterity bonus here. Dexterity is 19, which is awesome.
Beautiful.
whoa.
You like that as well, because turning a 7 into a 9 is like super.
So
easy.
much easier than erasing it.
How is your
I'm lazy.
dexterity in real life?
Nah,
Catch.
Yeah. not super hard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is what D&D is all about,
Fantasy.
though. Wish fulfillment, right?
Fantasy.
Oh yeah.
And I'm so charismatic in real life, and in this, I'm just some bumbling idiot.
That's true.
Shit
That's
on his
pretty
face.
weak.
No, you're gonna have to like apply some method there. Like really press down,
Yeah.
press hard.
So it's gone ranger. What other aspects of his cow ranger background should we develop on this for a character background? How is he raised as a cow ranger, Sam? What do you think?
Why
I mean, He
cows?
comes from a long family of herders, right? So
Okay.
So he can probably talk to animals and stuff, and
Yeah.
But like only cows?
yeah, mostly.
Mostly cows.
Any bovine really, I think, would be fair.
Are there other types of bovines?
I don't know. I'm not a cow ranger.
Right.
You would have to ask a cow ranger.
Right.
We'll put you at 2nd level, so at least you get 2 first-level spells, and the only spell that you'll know is speak to farm animals.
There you go.
Great. Farm
That was
animals, so
the thing.
domesticated animals.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Including cats and dogs?
Actually, I like domesticated animals. It's a little broader.
Yeah.
Speak to domesticated
Domesticated animals.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's actually
Perfect.
quite useful.
Yeah.
There's a lot you could do with that.
Yeah.
Your character's going to be awesome. That's what we're saying.
Are sheep domesticated? Does that count?
If they're herded,
Well,
then
I
they
imagine they're.
Anything that's herded.
Okay, you can certainly try.
Maybe
right.
with disadvantage you could talk to them.
Have disadvantage on
yeah.
talking to sheep. That's going to be a rough one. All
I
right,
don't do
so,
sheep. I
As a
don't.
ranger at 2nd level, I need you to roll some hit points.
All right.
For you is a D10.
Right, okay.
So go ahead and roll that.
Here we go.
Whoa!
A 6 or a 9? good.
So the dot tells you
Oh,
it's a 9.
Nine.
All right.
That's 19 plus 2. So you're at 21 hit points.
Okay.
That's really good.
Okay.
That's very solid.
So you will probably survive a couple hits from a goblin.
You've been drinking milk.
I can keep licking my fingers as well. Don't have to worry about it.
Probably some mushrooms on that. You got to be careful.
Yeah, there is that.
Up your wisdom modifier.
-3. Your charisma is at a -3 modifier.
Right, okay.
Wow.
That is.
I'm just a moron who no one likes.
Yeah. Terrible at parties.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just like the
Wait,
guy
does
that you're just like, I don't want to talk to you anymore. I'm gonna go
Yeah.
get I'll get another drink. I'll be right back.
You might as well work for the phone company at this point. It's that. Yeah, you're.
Then as you sit down sadly, one of the cows comes over and goes like, "It's okay, buddy."
Am I charismatic with the cattle at the very least?
Even the cattle are like,
Not their favorite ranger.
yeah. So, being a cattle ranger, what is your favorite enemy? What type of enemy would you consider your most hated foe? You
Mad
actually
cow
get-
disease.
Okay. So you
okay.
have your favorite enemy. First favorite enemy is mad cow disease.
Okay.
So in some wacky game where you get shrunk down to a microscopic size, you can have benefits versus mad cow disease. Let's say, what's a natural predator of cows that you have to defend them from?
I was going to go with the lactose intolerance, just generally. But a natural predator of cows?
I actually. I can think of a few. That's.
Really?
Oh yeah, wolves, snakes,
I guess.
Alligators?
Snakes?
snakes. I spent some time in Colorado. There are a lot of like snakes bite things. all the
Cows
time.
with snakes wrapped around their legs, and they're like, "Rrr."
And then they tip over. The snakes are actually
right.
just going cow tipping.
Well, St. Patrick got rid of all the snakes in Ireland.
That's very fair.
Oh, you didn't have that
no.
experience.
Right.
So you may have to go with the lactose intolerant.
Is it going to come up much in the campaign?
It might.
It might.
Snakes is probably wiser.
Let's go with snakes. All
right, snakes.
Yeah.
Snakes.
I just have this idea of this like boa constrictor wrapped around a cow, just kind of standing there, unable to really do much about it at all.
I see. In my head, he's wearing it like a boa, and the cow is doing a little dance on the boa. It's
You're
just
going
awful.
to regret that
Thank
decision
you.
when your character wanders into the kingdom of was it Lactaria. Everyone in there is like, milk? No! All right, so
Send him to the cheese mines.
Are we going to post this later somewhere for people to see this character?
Oh, we are.
We need to.
Oh,
Tweet
yes.
this out.
Good
it's
stuff.
absurdity. All right, so
Ridiculous.
so as a natural explorer, you also have a favored terrain that you can choose. What's an area of the landscape that you are a master of, that you understand and can traverse without any issue?
Like the plains?
Plains can work.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm also like a tree elf, so I kind of, or wood elf, right? So cows like that when there's that one tree in the middle of a plain.
Sure.
Because they all get under when it rains.
True.
So I'm Irish, by the way, in case you didn't
So
know.
your favorite terrain is a long plain with one tree.
tree.
This has actually come up in our game. Is the crazy thing.
Yes.
This has legitimately been
Yeah.
a thing. Where it's like, was there one tree? Is there like an open plain with one tree?
Does the tree look like it houses some sort of entity in it? Does it look like it has history?
We have a tree teleporter, so trees are very
we
important
need
where we.
Oh, right,
yeah.
okay, perfect,
Yeah.
right.
We keep hoping to find that one tree.
It's like two trees, you're like, gotta keep looking.
Options.
So
Maybe you can chop one down, and then you'll be good to go.
That's true.
Carry an axe.
Punch it, Minecraft style. Speaking of fighting style, when you actually have to defend your cows, whenever they're like being attacked by snakes or mad cow disease, do you see yourself going in there with like two weapons in each hand? Do you see
Right.
yourself doing more of an archery, longbow type technique?
You might want to utilize a bullwhip of some sort.
Use a whip?
Yeah.
You can use anything you want.
Okay.
Doesn't mean you'll be good at it, but you can certainly use it.
Can I go with two whips?
Yes, you can.
I have never heard of this.
Weapon fighting.
Dual wielding whips. He's also got scars all over his face from learning how to use the
Those early years were
Yeah.
real rough.
Dual whip wielding
Okay.
cow ranger. I'm so excited for this.
No, I'm like really. I'm on board for this. This is great.
Perfect. And for the hell of it, let's bump you up to third level.
Okay.
Oh,
Now,
wow.
to the process.
You already leveled up.
Yeah, it's that fast.
Dun, dun, dun,
Points over time.
dun, 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 dun. Oh, there we are.
What's that?
All right, so four
Okay,
plus one,
no,
so that's
it's four.
5. So you're at 26 hit points total now.
God.
Okay.
But also, you get to choose a ranger archetype,
Okay.
which means rangers can specialize in different fields. There's a Beastmaster
We're here
ranger,
for him, man.
which gets an animal companion that can battle with them.
Okay.
Or there's the hunter, which gets benefits with their attacks against specific enemies or situations.
Beastmaster.
I think it would have
Come on.
to. Or
I want an
Cowmaster.
animal
we'll say.
companion.
You are the Cowmaster.
Do I get to name my cow friend, or is it a different one?
You can.
Oh my God.
What's your cow's name?
The beloved of bovine.
Banya.
Banya.
Banya?
B-A-I-N-N-E.
Is that a person that you know in life?
It's Irish for milk.
Nice.
All right.
Banya.
Banya.
You're killing it. You're killing it right now. This is great.
But by the way, whenever I'm playing World of Warcraft or D&D, the easiest thing to do is just like figure out a word and like Irish. Yeah, okay, I'll use that one.
Oh, yeah,
it all sounds fucking mystical, even though it's just like.
It sounds mystical, but it never sounds like how it's spelled. Gaelic is the weirdest language.
No,
That's
it's
the largest
mental.
disconnect.
Yeah. It's like Corkamillish. Whoa. That means cake.
And it's spelled D-A-E.
Right, yeah. There's an A, O, and U together in there.
Yeah.
All right, so last couple of things we're going to do here. We're going to pick a couple of ranger spells for you. We already have talk to domesticated animals.
Domesticated animals.
So I think it'll come in handy. I'll give you a couple more ranger spells too. So there's alarm, which is you can if you're about to rest somewhere, you can set up a spell that'll make a loud noise and wake you up if someone tries to sneak up on you.
Annoying but useful.
There's animal friendship, which I think kind of lends itself.
got that in spades.
Oh, see, there you go. Cure wounds. So if any of your cows get hurt, you can be like, "Oh, sorry, Betsy," and then make the wound go away.
Presumably because I'm whipping all the time.
Probably.
Constantly whipping.
It's they love you, them cows. They are just excited.
It's like the sourest milk ever. They're constantly on edge.
I will say there's detect poison and disease, which having mad cow disease.
That's
really solid.
That one. I like that one.
All right, so detect.
How many of these do I get?
I'll give you 2 more. Why not?
Okay, all right.
Oh, generous.
So generous.
Yeah.
I'm not even reading the specific rules
He's
here.
getting it all out of his system now. We play later today.
You've beguiled him with your cow-like charms.
We also have fog cloud, which, when you drink a lot of milk anyway, it's bound to happen.
Right, true.
We have good berry, so you want to feed your cows.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Heal them up with little berries.
All right.
You got long strider.
Oh, what's that?
That means
Moves
you can
faster?
go faster, or you can travel longer periods of time without issue. You got Hunter's Mark, which is if someone pisses you off, you can be like, I'm going to kill that guy.
Oh, I like that.
It's a grudge bonus, basically.
Yeah.
So you just point, and then it's just like
give me that one. Yeah,
it
I
means
like that.
something. It's great.
And I like the alarm one, right? Because I'm going to be sleeping with my cows, and we're all just like lying on our sides as I've tipped them all over.
Sure.
And I just want to put the alarm there. And if anyone comes up and tries to mess with my posse,
And I
Ding-a-ling.
believe you can choose what kind of an alarm. Like, is it a sound alarm, or is it a light alarm, or
It can be Arnold.
a big move?
Yeah.
How would you distinguish that move from the others, though?
He hasn't thought this
good
through,
point.
unfortunately.
He's a cowmaster. I guess he knows.
This is true. This is true.
You can tell the difference.
All right,
Obviously.
so dual whip wielder. You got some high dexterity, so as far as armor goes, I'm probably going to recommend you go with the lighter armor, because it'll give you the biggest armor class bonus.
is that going to be leather?
It's going to be a studded leather or leather.
It could actually be cowhide. You could actually
That's a
blend.
problem.
You could actually blend.
Oh yeah, because your cows are going to be like.
We can go with padded
What the hell,
armor,
man?
which isn't leather.
Okay, let's do it.
Yeah.
All right, padded armor it is. So that brings you to a grand AC of 15.
Great. How much left do we have? How much longer we have? I think we're running out of time with that.
No, we're good. We're about there.
All right.
So there we have Taylor, the level 3 Wood Elf Cow Ranger, Cowmaster. Yes. Walking alongside with his favorite animal companion. How's it pronounced?
Banya.
Banya. Banya the cow, charging into battle with your dual whips. Ready to take out some snakes or some mad cow disease with the ability to alarm yourself, mark them as a hunter, detect disease, or speak to your favorite domesticated creatures.
Perfect.
And you happen to be a pretty ugly sumbitch. You may have, that's why the scars are across your face from all the whipping.
Right.
Just taking a lot of damage. I think it's a pretty solid character.
That's
I'm
a great
excited.
It actually is. That's a really solid base as it goes.
I wouldn't mind
so much.
coming across this guy in our adventures.
Oh,
We shall see if Taylor makes his way into the
that would
world of
be amazing.
Alexandria.
We had a whole cow episode at one point,
did.
so that is actually.
Yeah, it's a theme.
great. Thank you all so much
Thank you for
putting
having us.
together my character sheet. My favorite thing about this is I was determined not to make it some fucking Irish guy, and it's literally the most Irish thing you could possibly imagine.
There's no escape.
You got to get one out of your system, man.
You can't fight the
get it
nature,
out of your
man.
system.
I know, right? There you go. Thank you all so much for watching us here on the GameSpot co-op stage. We're almost done. We're going to get all the Critical Role up in a second and talk to them about asking your questions about what they do here. So stay there. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes.